Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Psychonaut Sessions Ultraverse Thursday edition. I'm Danny Moeller, and you are
Aaron Conaway.
Hey, we are back, and we are covering not just Hardcase number 4, but Hardcase number 4 and Strangers number 4.
The whole saga in one episode.
Look at that.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, so last we left off with Hardcase number 3 and with Strangers number 3, that Hardcase and Choice met up with the Strangers, and so there's this meeting of the big, it's like the Captain America of the Ultraverse with the Avengers, like coming together.
Right.
So
except instead of finding him in ice, they found him in a beach house.
An erect beach house. I will say I really love the concept of these covers. I don't really remember ever the big two doing something like this where literally they're exactly the same cover.
Well, yeah, the gatefold obviously the other the big two did, but yeah, as far as this exact
being
setup,
a crossover, and it's the same cover, but the one team for their book is highlighted versus the characters for the other book is highlighted on the, it's just I thought it was actually quite clever. I enjoy this concept a lot, and I love the art.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I mean, this is for the most part, everybody gets to have a cool moment here.
Yep.
Lady Killer's just kind of stuck in the back along with Ariel, but
yeah,
we don't know what to do with you, but
that's cool. I like Zip Zap.
Yeah, Zip Zap's probably my favorite.
Yeah, and just a really strong. This is what Rick Hoberg's strength is. This team kind of very George Perez-esque. So.
Well, and particularly when he's left to because your only criticism as far as his art on Strangers is that it's very confined and he's packing a lot into these tiny panels.
So
letting him loose.
Yeah, giving him the room to breathe really helps. Really helps a lot. Yep. All right, so let's dive into this and see what we think.
All right, real quick, I got to remember. So Hardcase, we just did, so I remember that. They fought on the beach. They fought that lame-ass 90s team, Omega team, and went back to his house to take a shower, because that's what you do when you pick up women who have weird amnesia. Strangers, though, so they were coming to his house to talk to him just because he was an Ultra, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. They're like, we don't really know how to do this Ultra thing. This Hardcase guy is famous, so let's go to his house. Because it's like going to Steven Spielberg's house. You can just go there.
Sure. I want to be a movie maker. Let's go to the big one.
Yep.
That tracks.
So all I'm saying is, Rob Layfield, you better look out because Aaron and I are coming for you. We're coming to your house. All right. Yeah, so...
It's an interesting face.
As soon as I opened this up, I was like, oh, wait a minute. What's happening?
Well, I don't remember. Have we seen Roger Robinson do anything else?
Nope, I don't think so. And not that I don't appreciate it for what it's worth, but it's just for a splash page. Just my God, look how fucking split they My wife and I thought about actually, I showed this to her, and we thought about just posing for a picture, to see what it would look like of people that are
I don't know that I could keep my balance if I had my legs that far apart.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I know I'm an old man now, but damn.
That's crazy. So all it is just them going, hey, you're here. And then the next plus page is just them standing there going, yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
It's that is a poor use of 2 splash pages.
And it's weird that, I mean, I know it wasn't like that in the Strangers issue 3 ending, but it's very strange that they're inside his house as he comes in.
Yeah. So let's address that. So they're talking, and apparently he's like, what are you doing in my house? Well, the lady let us in. He's like, what do you mean the lady? The lady we assumed was watching your house. And he was like, wait a minute. there's no lady. The only person that was here was that cop friend of mine, Chuck Brown. He's hardly female, right? Like, did you need confirmation of that? Like, what the fuck? What is going on?
Yeah, that's got to be setting up some kind of plot point.
I'm sure it is. It's just kind of done in a weird way because he seems very for someone who is like a seasoned Ultra.
Right.
One thing I did find interesting about what's his name's art, Roger Robinson and Larry Welch's inking is the way some of these muscles are done. Just like, what in the holy hell is happening here? Very interesting.
Yeah.
Line
it's not very human-like.
No, not very. No, I just don't understand how it's supposed to work.
Well, right, because I know he said he needed a shower, but he needs a chiropractor because his back. Why is his anyway?
I don't know. He's got like
his shoulder blade is all kinds of jacked up.
Yeah. And just the muscles, just very interesting. So, all right, let's kind of, because we got 2 issues to go through here, and let's kind of breeze.
So chatter. Electrocute is cute.
Yep.
Choice is jealous. So that is one thing that I was just like, wait, what? You literally showed up in this dude's life a second ago, and now you're possessive.
Yeah.
But he was like, he was like, let's hop in the shower. And I know I keep pounding on that, but it's just so weird.
Yeah.
We've not even. Are we dating now? What? It's bizarre.
Yep. And so they just sit down to just start talking. Like nothing big happens. They're just sitting, let's just talk about being an Ultra. Like, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe we're getting a little bit of that breathing room of these characters. But it's done so like this is actually supposed to be a rundown of the Strangers and their powers. And so this is Lady Killer's power. When I'm not designing fashions, I use them to take out the bad guys. Yeah. So, is her power that she makes fashion come to life and attacks it?
I didn't think so. They've said multiple times in the other issues that she can just hit whatever she aims at.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know if she was being facetious, playing it close to the vest. I don't really know.
And Grenade is just suddenly like a total ass. He's just like, I'm a badass. Don't fuck with me. And it's like,
well, they kind of address why there, because he's possessive of Electrocute, while Choice is possessive. So this reeks of melodrama all throughout, like very soapy stuff.
They were trying to go for the X-Men stuff that was hot at the time when it was very soap opera-ish. But
the thing is, I did actually appreciate that it wasn't immediate fisticuffs, because that was always like, oh, okay, we're too, like, the joke forever was, oh, we have to fight first, and then we're going to realize we're on the same team, and blah, 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 blah. So I actually appreciated that. But it quickly, it got into, you didn't do anything with it, because now it's just Grenade and he are standing there measuring dicks, and well, we get Hardcase's origin, which
isn't much of an origin. He just has powers one day,
and then all the ladies wanted him.
There are a couple other people, a few other people got powers. They became the Squad. They corporatized their efforts as heroes. And then Zip Zap's like, yo, we didn't want to hear about this part. He's like, okay, rewind. So we fought things. So one thing that did stand out to me is that I assumed Hardcase, by the time we met Hardcase and the Squad died, that they had been very seasoned Ultras. Like they had fought other Ultra, they had like fought villains and stuff, but all they did was just like take out some crack houses and shit. That's all they did. Yeah. So they never actually fought like a big enemy. And I guess Aladdin came in and was like, you're supposed to work for us. And they're like, fuck you, we're not going to work for you. And then a week later is when that thing, literally called the Enemy, right?
Yeah, I thought you were doing a little thing there, but came
in and fucking kills the Squad, and we get a recount of that. And this fucking killed me, dude. This killed me. So he's like, huh.
Yeah.
Now that I've retold the story,
that's a little weird.
It's weird that this thing came and killed us right after Aladdin got angry at us and threatened us if we didn't join them. Huh. Right. I wonder if there's a connection. So through that, so not only does he just now make that connection, but then he's like, I think this is worth enough for us to go and basically take out Aladdin. Like there's no like investigative work he needs to do to confirm this suspicion. It's basically, oh, I've made a correlation, so I'm gonna go fucking take all these people out.
Yeah. Well, and see, I took all of this as it's written this way because it's, instead of like, you never try to write down to kids, but this is writing down to kids. This is like, okay, all of you little kids that are buying this comic, we need you to keep up. So this is what's happening. Yeah. And so that's what I took that as. It's not good. You don't, particularly, I don't remember reacting this way. So maybe I was a dumb kid, but usually kids don't like being talked down to. So I took it that way. Because otherwise, I mean, if I look at it as with my adult reading eyes here, then yeah, it's filled with stupid contrivances to further the plot.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get it. Yeah. It's just, I guess it's just to say that this isn't translating well. Because I don't think even my teenage son would read this and be like, oh, okay.
Right.
So I think it's a time period thing.
Well, and so Adam Bob is just obsessed with Choice's ass.
Yeah.
He wants Choice so badly.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, okay. But yeah. I did go down what I found to be a very interesting rabbit hole with my thinking, like a thought exercise, trying to figure out how Bob's powers work.
Okay.
Because does he need to understand? Like, clearly he doesn't need to. He's an art student, so if he has like atomic substructure knowledge that we're unaware of, how does he know what to do to turn a rock into a donut?
He just has to think. It just has to be a donut, and that's it. And that whatever.
Right. And so then, like, what if he wanted? What if Hardcase it, or no? Is it Hardcase that's wanting a donut, or is it Grenade?
No, it's
I can't remember.
I thought it was what's his name? Spectral?
Oh, okay. Anyway, if he'd wanted like something that Bob didn't know what it was, I don't know. I went down this whole rabbit hole of how does his powers work.
I did too, because I like in my mind it was like, how does he know how to change the materials of a rock inside into a nice fluffy donut with sugar and what?
Right. Like, well, that's not even that. It's just a plain. I wanted sprinkles, man. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, my brain did the same thing. I read it late at night too, so I was just like, what? So, Lady Killer, remember, she's a corporate. She's got her own corporation, Fashion Precision, a private plane, and then they fly to Las Vegas because they somehow figured out that where Aladdin is taking all the ultras is in this place called Groom Lake in the middle of Nevada. Oh, because of Electro, she knew.
Yeah.
So then they drive out there. They get turned away by, which I don't know why they thought they could just drive up like it was a tourist thing. They get turned away, and security notifies Aladdin. So they park, they put on their costumes, and I don't understand what the purpose was. They all split out into teams of 2 to 3. Right. And like tactically, I'm sitting here thinking, what was even the fucking reason for that? But I think it was just the writer was trying to pair them off.
Right. So
you could get some interaction, so we could start to see how the characters interrelate, which I appreciated that a little bit. I thought that was fine. So we get Uriel and Spectral. We get this interchange between them, and it's we got Bob and Electrocute and Grenade, the 3 of them, Lady Killer and
Zip Zap.
Thank you.
It's just them, yeah.
Something happens, and then this guy comes up, Dirt Devil, and he's this bad guy that turns into Dirt Devils, like the Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah. Actually was all right with that.
Yeah.
That didn't bug me.
Takes them out. Uriel and Spectral are closing in on Aladdin's base. And then this guy named Firebrand, something like that, I can't remember, comes in, takes them out somehow. And then these guys get taken out. And then we have this guy who what's weird is that these characters, we don't really get a good view of what they look like fully, these bad guys, but these guys get taken out by this hawk dude. And then what's weird is then these guys who they get taken out by this guy that we don't see, and they're like, I can't believe it. Like, we're supposed to know who this person is. Like, it's
I think it's just supposed to be a tease, like a cliffhanger. That they know who he is. We'll figure out who it is. And so, I mean, it made sense from a plot point of not seeing who was taking them out, because they get taken out so quickly.
Well, I understand that, but then we don't get anything whenever we start on this issue.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, they set up a cool cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But you got to pay it off.
Yeah.
In the next beat.
So we pick up issue 4 and we get a really well rendered drawing. Rick Hoberg. This is a beautiful drawing.
Right.
But we're like, wait, what the fuck is happening? All these people were in their separate spaces, out in the middle of nowhere. We got a different letter. We don't have.
Yeah.
Where'd Tim go? Tim, come back.
Well, we've had Lanfear before, and he's not bad.
Yeah, he's fine. So we get them in this thing. There's no wording here to explain what's happening. And then we get back into all of this like condensed stuff with Rick Hoberg. Like, Steve Englehart must just love packing in as much information into one page as much as possible.
Right. Well, and he didn't have James Hudnall from last, because they co-wrote all this. So I'm assuming Hudnall was able to keep his a little less verbose than Englehart was in the second half. So
apparently we skipped a couple beats. They were all taken prisoner. They're in an underground base. Here's all the bad guys, and there's this force field that they have the Strangers and Hardcase and Choice trapped behind. This is actually kind of props on the lettering here and here. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Dave Lanfear's done good to us before, so I'm not bad. And I actually like that Grenade basically pulls the Han Solo and fires in the trash compactor. Yeah. Almost takes him out. Yeah, it ricochets, the energy field ricochets his grenade stuff everywhere. She gets injured, Lady Killer. Really weird image of Hardcase. Hardcase. Yeah, I'm starting to think that the Ultraverse artists don't like Hardcase. Yeah, nobody's really being... I think most people didn't really know what to do with him. Yeah. You know, he's kind of a hard character to peg so far. They may have had an idea in the Ultraverse Bible of what they wanted for him to be, but I'm certainly not getting a strong picture. Right. But Spectral changes green and is able to try to heal her. And again, we don't really have a sense as to who you is yet. Right. What the fuck's going on? We just get kind of like a recap of where we've been so far. A lot of just yelling, Hardcase yelling at this guy about the squad. And then some weird shit that's kind of going on with Uriel. I mean, Uriel just like says these things and people are like, are you with us or against us? What the fuck? It's just kind of like, why are you guys keeping her around if you don't trust her? Well, that's the thing. Like, Dave actually nailed it in the last issue before they got caught, where he's like, you just keep saying things to, like, you can't. Are you with us or you're not? Like, choose a lane, lady. Yeah. So anyway, this apparently they finally get to whoever you was. In the last issue, and it's this guy who's not been featured at all.
He was for a beat in the first issue of Strangers.
A beat, like a beat. He was basically the guy who operated the trail car.
Why Hugh thought that why you would recognize him that strong? Like, I don't even remember my last Uber driver, and that's one-on-one.
Yeah, that's weird. And suddenly, this guy is just like all sold into Aladdin. He's like, "Oh, we need order because, man, I saw the chaos of humanity when I was running the trail car. People are chaotic, so we need order." And it was like, that's having your backstory to becoming a villain being that you ran a trail car and that was it is not very convincing. I have liked Steve Englehart's writing up to this point just fine. This was like a little like, okay. So we get at least a better look of who these villains are. God, Rick Hoberg still, like, he's really good. He's really good. All right, so there is a nice grenade kind of like gets into this exchange with Hardcase, like they're going to fight, and he's actually like, no, like
they're both in on it. Yeah.
And it's basically
how he figures this out, I have no idea.
I don't either, and I don't understand how this works either. So this is it. So you shoot your powers into this energy field, and it returns your powers back and takes you all out, right? It like will always return it to you. But if it ricochets off of Hardcase, which it's ricocheting off of him because of his ultra power.
Yeah.
It's fine. It goes through the energy field and then it hits all the bad guys.
They caught the energy field unawares. I don't. Yeah. That was weird. But anyway, they're out. They escape.
They're out. Here they go. And so they're escaping. They cause some chaos. All the bad guys get hit and injured. And so basically they're running through the complex. And what they want to do is that Hardcase wants to go to the actual DNA lab where they're making ultras, and he wants to destroy it all, whereas everybody else just wants to escape and get out of here and not get into any further trouble. And so Zip Zap runs
I actually
ahead.
like his sequence here. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, Zip Zap runs ahead to scope out the place first. This was cool. Didn't have an issue. I was always
a sucker for interiors of big buildings or big big machines.
It would have been cool if they maybe did a line through here to show him running through. But otherwise, other than that, it's still cool. And you get to kind of hear a little bit in his brain a lot of what's going on just in his mind. We don't get a whole lot of that. We get a little bit with Adam Bob whenever he's obsessed over choice, but other than that, you just get a sense of this kid of I'm loving this fucking life, look where I'm at now. This is cool.
They still use him a little too much to heavy-handedly do that 90s politics or life in the ghetto things that they do a lot in Ultraverse.
That is true.
But I do in the face of that, he's the most joyful.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why they're doing it. Maybe they're trying to say the one that's got the hardest hand dealt is the happiest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nobody here has really got a lot of great energy. Everybody's got their own little issues and stuff that they're in, oh, well, I like you now, and I know what men want, and this is where.
Oh, this is the scene. Okay, I thought it was the last.
You gotta choose to be with us or get
And she acts all offended, what?
Yeah.
It's no, he nailed it. You are kind of annoying.
Yeah, you are, because there's really no purpose to what she's doing.
Well, I think they're trying to play. It seems anyway that they're trying to play up this weird pampered princess, annoyed that she's having to deal with the commoners vibe, and we'll see if that's the case. Because otherwise,
I guess
I was impressed with the coloring here to distinguish between Spectral and Fire Drake or Firebrand or whatever his name is.
No, the coloring is really good here. Really good.
But it's mostly just more fight.
And I guess Lady Killer is gonna recruit Zip Zap as a designer because he just noticed that Firebrand has a cool costume.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like that is a low bar for.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to get into her company.
Fashion firm. So, yeah, it's basic fighting. There's not a lot here. Nothing of note. You just get like little displays of each person's powers, but nothing that really excites me. But it was just okay to read. It was fine.
Yeah.
Nothing that really stands out too much. Trying to recall if there's anything of note. This guy who's the head of Aladdin, I can't remember his name, basically tries to trap them again and see, I don't have super soldiers, but I got regular guys with guns. So now we got you. And you guys are going down now, and Adam Bob kind of steps up. Like, where's Lady Killer? I thought she was the leader of this group.
Well, she had, was it 2 or 3 pages back? I can't remember where, but I have a note where she gives kind of her knowing is half the battle speech.
Okay. Yeah.
But that was it wasn't too, it had no barrier. It was just
she's
weird.
She's not been a big decider, though. Because Adam Bob basically came up and was the one that, like, made the deal with the guy from Aladdin that if you don't fuck with us from here on out, we won't fuck with you.
Well, they basically seem to be settling into classic Avenger roles where Lady Killer is the Iron Man, funder of everything. All the cool toys come from her. And Bob is Captain America, who's kind of the chairman of the group here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been unspoken because, they'd never... This is the first time he's done it, so...
Right. Well, and that's basically it. And then it's just like, okay, well, we're done. Bye. I mean, that's essentially it. That's it. That's all. So this is the first major 2-issue arc is they get down to have a conversation. Through that conversation, Hardcase remembers, these bad guys that threatened us probably killed us. So I need to go kill them. And they
go. You guys want to come?
Yeah, you guys want to come, and then let's all go together. We didn't kill them, but we just basically put ourselves into a stalemate with them from here on out. And then bye. And that's it. Yeah,
because essentially the strangers got answered what they came for in the opening panels of Hardcase 4.
Yeah.
So, they could have just pieced on out.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, you went corporate and got your asses kicked. Cool.
This just felt like an excuse to have them cross over and to make it an integrated universe.
Ultraverse is certainly not the first to be guilty of that. I mean, if you look at the big two, it happened constantly. Yeah. So it was just kind of a bummer that they did it too, so soon.
Granted, it is tying them close together in the sense that if you remember in Hardcase 3, we got the cabal of the J.D. Hunt from the Strangers universe and the guy from the Choice Corporation. Like, there is this intertwining here of these, like, 2 universes because they're working together. So it's just setting all that up, and I understand that. But I tell you what, this Groom Lake scenario, though, was just, like, really underwhelming because this, like, Groom Lake thing was kind of built up to be this, like, it's this secret place where they're taking ultras and experimenting on them, and, like, it would have been cooler to see that kind of built up over time rather than, like, oh, yeah, there's this place. Okay, well, let's just go there, and they go there, and then they just fucking destroy it. It's like, it would have been cool to build that up a little bit.
Well, give it some of the mystique that, like, X2... the X-Men 2 movie, where they go to the underground lake base and everything that unfolds there. There was just no mystique about it. It was, here's the thing. Oh, let's go there. Oh, let's take them all out. All right, cool.
Yeah. My favorite thing about these 2 issues was this right here.
That is awesome.
The conjoined covers.
That would be a cool... I seem to remember that there was a poster, and that would be a pretty cool poster to have had when I was a kid.
Yeah. All right, any lasting thoughts?
No, I think that's stick a fork in me. That was a 2-parter. It happens. And you're right. It does kind of strengthen some ties a little bit, I guess. But I too was underwhelmed. I would have liked, because when and I guess it's not really fair to compare them to Avengers or Justice League or anything, but whenever Avengers would have issues where the team would kind of reminisce about old adventures.
Yeah.
This would not be something worth reminiscing about. We just kind of got together and we went to a place and we beat some guys up. So that's kind of a bummer. I wish it could have had just a little more
But
depth.
Did you even because you didn't, there wasn't even any winning. It was like they got into a stalemate with the main bad guy, like really for no reason, because they beat the Ultras. They beat the Ultras, but the main bad guy came in with just a couple of dudes like with guns.
Right.
Like why? Like what was it didn't do a whole lot for me, but it's okay. There are brighter things coming down the pipeline of the Ultraverse pipeline.
Can't wait. Let's get to them.
All right. Cool. Thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Like all of Aaron's stuff. Buy all of Aaron's stuff. Do the same for all of my stuff. Really appreciate everybody's love and support. We're getting a lot of comments on these videos, so I'm really appreciating that.
Been fun.
Yeah. All right. Stay safe out there. Keep it psycho.